Hello, this is an even game played on IGS where white started pretty well, killing the top left corner early, but then black managed to turn the game around and win by 24.5. So let's check what happened. So this time we have a diagonal Fuseki. This obviously leads to a more complicated fighting game right on. Black played very calm to defend the corner, but in this position it's more interesting for black to play a corner approach, so a low Kakari in order to prevent the Shimari. If white defends q5 or Keima q6 or also the kick at q3, which is quite trendy, then black develops a nice moe on the bottom side. When white simply defends on the side q5 or q6 to prevent being pressed down, black is tempted to play whatever he wants. So now he can go for r14, a base it's also a possibility, or attack the top left corner. So black can keep a pretty fast pace in this opening. Anyway, playing r14 shows that black doesn't want to be invaded at r17. So this is usually a move to avoid the Sansan invasion. Now white takes a Shimari, which is very calm and solid, well played. Then black takes another tight corner enclosure. This is quite rare. Black should be a little more active. So a move like d14 and then extend back to c10, or put pressure on the Sansan at d16, then go for outside thickness. This would be a more common follow-up for black. Also, black can play fancy moves like o4, but black is trying a very conservative style in this Fuseki, and it feels a little bit slow. Now, playing p18, maybe it's not the most urgent move at this point. So for white, it's interesting to play middle side extensions. A good extension would be r10 because it's nice directional play from r4. Then white can also think about k17 or either k16. White can also play k4, but if white plays k4, black will extend r9 in front of the Shimari. So normally white wants to take r10 first, and if white gets another chance to extend on the bottom, then k4. But I doubt black will allow that, so black will play k4 or k3. And in this case, white can consider a shoulder hit like d7. So if you look at this position where black got Keima defenses in both corners, usually the first move to think about, at least according to AlphaGo or AI, is to go for a shoulder hit against those Keimas. These are the trendy moves. So white can also play q13. If black pushes under, then one space jump. So this still gives a nice extension from r4 direction for the Shimari. Playing a submarine approach feels a little bit early here. Of course, if black simply defends the corner q18, then white is probably quite pleased with the result to make a base in the top like that. But in this case, black puts pressure, which is a pretty good idea because black goes for outside thickness, giving up the corner, and then work with the moyo. So white took the Sansan. First of all, here it's good to push one time at 018. Black will usually get ahead. Black is not going back to defend the Sansan and allow white come out. So if black wants 017, this means black goes for outside thickness. So black will simply step ahead, then go in the Sansan. Now when this happens, white's corner has more space to live inside. So that's why it's good to have this exchange in place, 018. Now black here, after making the wall around 017, it's supposed to extend, so something like q9. If black just extends q10, white can also extend r8, and it's still a pretty good distance from the r4 Shimari. Therefore, it's good for black to extend q9, so when white extends from the Shimari, this is a bit more narrow and it feels a bit more uncomfortable for white. Therefore, q9 with the outside influence here, it's going to build a bigger moyo for black. So this can happen, and it feels quite good for black. So that's why it seems that p18, it's a little bit rushed. It's a bit of a hasty move. So once again, white should consider shoulder hit, middle side extension, the other shoulder hit, or a middle side extension in the top. Now white took the corner. This is a basic Joseki. And black actually doesn't have to block here. Black can leave the position as it is and just extend in front of white's Shimari. If black wants to play a bit more aggressive on the right side, another option would be to go r5, pull back, turn, and then extend. So again, white takes the corner, but black goes for the outside. That's the whole point of playing O17. So black should be consistent with his original plan. So back to the actual game, black blocks, white pushes to create a cutting point and turn. This turn is actually pretty big, otherwise black will block instantly. And now, yeah, white cuts. Yeah, otherwise it doesn't make sense to push at p17. But white could push here first, s16, black will block, and then just leave the position as it is. White doesn't have to start the fight at p17 right away. It's still big for white to extend around q10, or play something in the top, for example a move like f16 to prevent being pressed down at d16, and slowly approach that agi of p17 push and cut. So white can play a little bit patient here. Anyway, this turn is good, and the cut shows that white wants, it's eager to fight. So black extends, that's a good move. White comes up, that's also nice. That double up, it's a strange move. Maybe black wanted to play a tiger mount in order to take away liberty. This m16 feels like a misclick. Also, black can play a move like p14 or simply extend on the right side. Then when white extends in the top, black can make a base k17 or j17. Now, this m16 just looks a little bit odd because it doesn't take away liberty of this O16 group, and it's not so easy to surround those two stones. Nice decision for white to take this middle side extension. Now black is making some shape. If black doesn't play this move and extends in the top, for example, white is very happy to play q14. That's a key point in this case. Then when Han is played, white will connect here, threatening a snapback, and then cover. So this will put a lot of pressure on black's group, and white gets to build a lot of thickness on the outside. So this would feel quite nice for white. Therefore, black prevents this by playing the p14 jump. Right now, white can think about discarding the two stones and just go for bigger moves. For example, a middle side extension at k4. Then if black plays another move to catch the two stones, black is just taking many stones to kill the two, and white can expand further like this, or extend in the top. So this way, the thickness of the top stones is not going to have a lot of influence towards the top left area. Anyway, with this move, white wants to keep the black stones separated to fight on. Here, black can play a Hane, and white has to come out, then push here, threatening the cuts. This forces white into a pretty bad shape. And anyway, black doesn't have to worry about the cut at L16 because the ladder works. So now black will just jump out between the stones. So white is on the run too. And when white is running like this, black is coming out in the center. So it's unclear where this fight is going to lead. Therefore, white could just play away. Now black jumped, and this leaves the Nobi. White jumps out. Nobi is an option to create the idea of a cut. So when black comes out for a base here or just jumps in the middle, white can approach in the top, threatening to push and cut. And here black needs to protect something like this or come out. And black doesn't have a base in the top this way. Playing this move, it's light, but it leaves the block here, which is a nice vital point. Anyway, right now black has to do something about his right stones. So a jump like this or an extension to make a base would be safe. Playing this move allows a perfect spot for white to surround the group, so black still needs moves to secure this way. Therefore, black should think about this kind of move to disrupt the connection between Q10 and the middle group. So if this happens and white pushes one time, black pulls back, then white has to come out with the weak group. Black keeps pushing to get into the center, and this way white's groups are separated. So when black played here, white could surround with the Keima. If black simply pushes and cuts, white can fight here. Now the group on the right side is still in trouble, therefore black needs to secure it, and then white will chase the stones in the middle. So the Keima, it's much better in this case, because it encloses the group right away. If black plays away, then white continues with moves on the right side trying to kill everything. So playing this kind of move gives black the chance to escape this way with the attach, but black decided just to leave in the inside. So white stones connected again, which feels nice. So for black it's more important to keep white separated here. If white comes up like this, then come back and block to keep eye shape, but white's groups are separated. And if white plays the Hane, then black will Nobi, and on the Nobi, black will play a bamboo connection threatening to cut the group in the center. Then white needs some light shape here, but black is already out. Black can push a couple of times and then take the middle side extension to ruin white's potential on the bottom. So black decided to leave. It's a bit painful, but okay, better stay alive than dead. So now black being center plays a move to reduce the potential, but this feels a little bit too close to white's thickness. The solid move or a proper way would be to approach K3 or K4 and the next step approach N3. So right now if white plays away a move like C14, which is quite large, next move is going to be N3. So this way black expands the bottom side and limits white's Moy on the right. And if white plays a move like N3, black can play away and develop the left side. But going all the way here to M3, pretty close to white's thickness, white can think about the pincer. Very good idea to play K3. White is not going to defend the right side like this, for example, and then allow an extension back to the D4 corner. So pincer, then black comes out, white extends for a base. Here white can jump along because the two stones are still weak, so they need to jump out again and then extend towards the corner and even go all the way to F3, because if black comes inside, white can cover like this. G3 is still okay. If white simply defends, then play a peep and jump along. So this group, it's actually a target, quite weak, and it's pushed into white's thickness. So white simply extends for a base. So black played a solid move, but it's more urgent for black to defend the M5 group. So either jump like this or play a Tsuke, Hane, then jump out again. If white slides D2, it's not such a big deal. Black can protect and later on come back to capture at F2. So here, even if E3 is a very big move for black in the lower left corner, it's more urgent to defend the weak stones of M3, M5. Now jumping here, it's a move that builds territory on the right side, but actually the two stones on the bottom are weaker, so it's more interesting for white to jump like this, to reinforce the weak stones and attack the two black stones. Because if black comes towards the right, this is white's sphere of influence, so much easier for white to fight in this area. So black is still a target. Also, locally for white to build more on the right side, it's better to play O-Gema, O6. So this will be a bigger box on the right, but then it kind of loses the target because black comes out in the direction of the weak stones, like this. So yeah, black played the move to cover these two stones and save his weaker stones. Then white jumps out, that's good, and black plays away. Yeah, this game is good, but white can also play 2-space jump or just 1-space jump. Anyway, nothing wrong with this move, it's a good defense. Black extends in the top, white comes all the way on the left side. Actually here, after black defended e3, it's safer for white to play only c10 or c11. c11 leaves the 2-space jump extension, so when c10, black is probably going to feel reluctant to play a 1-space jump because it's a bit narrow, and then white extends again. But when black comes all the way here, white approaches c8, black can pincer. Or yeah, jumping like this. Black doesn't have to defend the corner is quite safe. It's not like black is going to play here to defend proper, and white extends back and builds a lot on the left side. Black is not going to allow that. Fighting spirit, 1-space jump, it's okay. Black comes out, and white tries to split. Here white can play a peep first, which makes the 3 stones heavy, but then the 2 stones on the left side are quite thin, so white needs to jump out like this. And then of course black will connect to the top, but white still builds a lot of territory, top left corner, and it's safe everywhere else. So this is going to be a long game, because black got the territory in the top, tiny base here, tiny corner, and some stones floating. Actually this is a promising game for white, because the 3 stones on the bottom, they have no ice or no base yet. So white comes out like this, black slides, counter Suji. Let's see if there's a better way. So still this pip, it's an option. Then go down to p13, push, cut, and connect under. This would be very good for white. The stones in the middle are floating, and the corner it's about to die. Actually similar to what happened in the game. So Kosumitsuke, connect, Atari connect, that's all forced. Connect here. Black lost the corner like this. Black should bump first, white has to come up, then Hana in the corner and connect. This gives blacks enough space to live in the corner, and white should play another move to get rid of the Aji. But the problem is, black is kind of losing the stones on the outside and the other 3 are still floating. So this is better than the actual game, but still good for white. Now black was ambitious and played like this, then cut. Now the corner is in trouble. So the only way to win, to live in the corner, it's to play a18. And here white has Atari and Ko. Now when black decides to go down, this will lead to the bent 4 situation. So this formation is already dead as it stands. The only thing is that white needs to keep the outside groups alive. And then the corner stays dead till the end, and white will simply remove the group at the end. Because this is Japanese rules, what they play on IGS. White can play this attach, but actually connecting solid is good. So white's only concern is to keep the top group safe, and in the meantime chase the group in the middle. Jump out, very good. Then separate. This seems small, it's just endgame to protect the top side, especially now that black has this group weak and the other 3 stones. So white jump again. White can play a Kosumi to threaten to damage the top, in which case black will block, and then Keima in the middle. So this is a way out for the group in a more effective way, because this puts pressure on G12. So black has to jump out like this, for example. Then white can chase both groups, separate them, and hope to kill something more. This move is not really necessary. For white, it's good enough to secure this bottom group by playing a Kosumi and then another jump in the middle. So now this area is safe, and black stones are still kind of floating in the center. Playing moves like this kind of hurt the other stones. So a lighter shape would be to play Keima this way. Then if black pushes, white can push through, then cut. Then there is Agi to capture the two stones. So first of all, white needs to connect. Black has to protect too. Then no Tsuji to come out this way. If black connects here, white has the attach, cut, then capture the stone. So white connects all the groups together in center and then play some moves in the middle to threaten the other groups. Actually, even if white doesn't kill any of these groups, it's an easy win. Because killing the top left corner, there was no compensation for black. And the rest of the board looks promising for white. This kind of hurt the white stones in the middle a little bit. Now white had to change his mind. The three stones, they are losing liberties. On the left side, white should go down to fix that group. But now black can catch these guys in the net. No way out. So Tsuke trying to separate the bottom stones. That's not a bad idea. Ponuki. That's too nice. White should come out first. Then when black defends here, Atari, so the two stones are still on the board, then come out again to keep the group separated. If black plays on the bottom, white can catch the other stone. So it's always good to escape one time instead of giving up one stone. Once you give up a stone, that's a Ponuki, and black is very happy to get this stick formation. Always go out, and even if you need to sacrifice both stones, at least get some forcing moves first. But these two stones, they are not going to die so easy. I mean, white can come out and black needs to connect here, then white jumps to the right. If black plays on the right side, white can surround the other group. So this can be a problem for black, because this group is now separated. So here white missed an opportunity. Now the bottom is safe, but black got very strong. And the left side is not so safe anymore. So we have a little co-fight. And this was really dangerous. And in order to stay alive on the left, white should play another move. Black can actually push here, then Hane, then take the vital point. And if white connects, just take away the liberties. In this case, when white loses the eyes on the left side, white is forced to play the ko in the corner in order to win the semi-eye. So this can be expensive. Okay, white still defended the bottom. Actually here, white can continue with Hane and everything center, and it's enough space for two eyes. So white would live in center, like this is Gote. Okay, these are safe moves. Hane makes sense. Usually after Hane, white should also bump and then defend again on the left side. Now it's alive. This turn is not such a big deal in the center. Now here black can bump. And then push and try to kill the left. Good decision. White cannot play the Atari. White can only play here. Then if black defends, white leaves the position like this. This was a smart move by black. If white captures a stone, black will push, throw in, and leave on the left, kill everything. So here white leaves with 4 stones in 4 inside liberties, but lost a bunch of points in the middle. So now if you look at the overall position, white got the group in the top left corner, killed from the early stage, then a small group on the bottom, a few points in the center, small corner, but that can be reduced, and this large territory in the lower right. So overall, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points in the top left corner. In the top right, it's like 3, Hane, maybe 4. Okay, let's say this is 4 plus Komi, that's 10. So 30 points. Here, about 10, 40 points, another 10, 50 points, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is like 30 points. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 points. That looks very promising. Now black has this area, which is about 22. Then in the middle, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 16. So let's say about 18 here. So these all together are 40. Now that top side, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 20, 21, 22. But white can reduce a little bit. And here, about 13. Ugly drawing. So that's pretty much it, huh? 40, 50, 60, 73, plus some potential. Let's say 75. Very close game. So right now, white is leading by about 5 points. Alright. Let's see, where did white lose 30 points to lose this game by 24. So normally here, white should block like this or pull back. Then when black turns block, when black hane, white hane. And black needs to play here. So white keeps most of the territory. Playing like this, black can destroy a few points. Not too many, but keep center. Actually, yeah, this was okay. Bump, fine. Connect solid. That's okay too. Here white needs to protect. There's a cut, which is quite annoying. So white already lost a bunch of points in the middle. And here, hane. If white tries to cut, there's Atari from behind. If black tries to cut. If black plays hane here, and white blocks, Atari connect, Atari, and in this case, white can counter Atari. Then when black captures Atari from behind, or white will simply go out, black connects, and white connects. Because next, when black pushes, it's Atari from behind. Anyway, big damage in the middle. This was supposed to be like 10 points area for white. Now white managed to keep that. But if black plays no b and white takes the ko, black has local threats. So black could still damage all that area. But black probably felt he's fine anyway. That's a good hane at p19. Now here in the top right corner, black has a nice endgame, starting t18, then connect o19. If white blocks here, black starts a ko. So white has to play t19 in order to leave. Black will play Atari. White has to capture the stone to stay alive. Black takes 3 stones. White takes 1 black, Atari, and connect. So in the end, white leaves with 2 points and a few captures, but black also got 3 stones here. So in this endgame, black makes a few points profit in center. So black played here, then connect. And that's pretty much it. Black should play Atari on 4 stones to destroy at least 2 points in center. That's fine. Okay, he got it. Atari again. Oh, more damage. So normally here, white has to block and then Atari from behind. Because otherwise it's Atari and double Atari. So black got 2 more stones in center. It's better to block here, because after black pushes, then white needs to play inside one more time. This is center, very good. White can also push here. If black doesn't respond to this, white goes Atari, comes out again. Oh. Then Atari. Actually this only destroys 1 more point. So yeah, this can wait. What happened here? Tac. Yeah, white can push instant e4. Yeah, so black didn't play the best endgame in the top. He should still think about T18, then connect. Throw in, and now it's even a ko. So it's even more dangerous for white. This move is not necessary, because white doesn't have to fight the ko in the top. So white can just leave the position as it is, and play the last move, fill the dame, and pass. But now, let's see. So black got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's about 12, so 35. This is about 30. And this is almost 10. Okay, so 50. Ooh, 85 points. A lot. White is also close to 80. So it's a very close game. White played inside. Then neutral points. This defense is important. Another -1 point. Then starts the ko. And then white donates more stones. This makes the big difference in the end. Yeah, white didn't have to play the ko in the top left. Anyway, overall, this was a very good game for white in the beginning. But in the middle game, white didn't take advantage of all the thickness on the right, attacking the weak stones and also the weak stones in the middle left. Somehow, black built a lot in the center. Actually, it's because he got this Ponuki during the fight, and that made black come back in the game. Enjoy the review and better luck next time.